a 74-year-old woman was found bludgeoned to death at the top of the stairs of a second-floor hallway in her home. Two 19-year-old men are being questioned in that murder of the woman after being found with her car.
February 2000. Lillian Hollingsworth was alone in her home when a 19-year-old neighbor broke in. He climbed the stairs toward her bedroom. There was a violent encounter. Her body bore the evidence. Multiple stab wounds, perforated lungs. In the final moments of her life, Lillian struggled near the doorway and died. As the police left the crime scene, they nailed the doors shut. Common procedure. All evidence must be protected. That was 6 months ago. Frozen in time, the interior has not changed. Today, for the first time since the murder, the victim's daughter, Renee Hollingsworth, is allowed to enter her childhood home to prepare it for resale.
She was a beautiful woman, very loving woman, very, very loving person. And to think that someone who she probably undoubtedly helped, did something for, had a kind word to say to them, for them to then turn around and do such a cruel thing to her, to beat her, to stab her, to brutalize her in that manner. I mean, she was a 74-year-old woman. You know, what could she have done to them?
Renee knew she couldn't face the prospect of mopping up her mother's blood. Nor did she have the expertise to do it correctly.
Like any stage or anything.
Fortunately, someone in the district attorney's office was empathetic and referred Renee to Ron's company. In the wake of an investigation, a home may be left in total chaos. But what may seem to be random disorder is actually the work of expert crime investigators. Fingerprint powder covers surfaces, highlighting possible latent clues. And an eerie blue paint known as luminol reveals the sequence of events based on blood splatter.
Lumina is a substance that the police and crime investigators use to detect the presence of blood. And basically what they do in this case, because it's a white wall, they use luminol so that when they put an ultraviolet light on it or a black light, it'll effervesce and they'll be able to see it. And then they can take the blood spatter and evidence or whatever they want. And that's why it's this color right now.
You're looking at the markings on the wall and you're saying to yourself, why did they do it? What happened? Was she in a lot of pain? If it wasn't for Ron and his crew, there's no way in the world I could have done this by myself. This was a blessing.
It was interesting to see the emotions that she was going through. She went from one extreme to the other, from crying to going through a grief process to being jovial, if you will, and thinking about her mom and seeing and laughing about this big bag of ivory soap. I mean, there had to be dozens of bars of soap.
She got tons and tons of bars of soap, and she'd have tons and tons of rolls of toilet paper. She'd have boxes and boxes of toilet paper. So, she would go and she would get a whole stock for the year.
And I think it's healthy for people to do that. It remembers their loved ones. It helps them in the healing process, and it moves that, if you will, the grieving process along, and it helps bring closure to it too. It's not just that the person's gone, but they're still experiencing that.